What if I told you that your words, your emotions, even your thoughts could change the very structure of water? Sounds impossible, right? But Dr. Masaru Emoto's groundbreaking research suggests otherwise. He claimed that water has memory, that it listens, feels, and responds. If true, this could change everything we know about the power of human consciousness. But is it real, or just a beautiful illusion? Let's find out. Water, something we drink, bathe in, and rely on for survival. But what if it holds secrets beyond our understanding? Masaru Emoto, a Japanese researcher, believed that water could store and respond to emotions, words, and even thoughts. His book, The Hidden Messages in Water, explores a fascinating idea that human consciousness can shape the molecular structure of water. If true, this challenges everything we know about reality, energy, and even our own well-being. But how did Emoto come to this discovery? Let's dive in. Masaru Emoto, background and research. Masaru Emoto was a Japanese author and researcher, best known for his controversial yet intriguing studies on water. His journey began with a simple yet profound question: can water be influenced by human energy? To explore this, Emoto conducted experiments where he exposed water to different words, sounds, and intentions before freezing it. He then used high-speed photography to capture the ice crystal formations. What he found was astonishing. Water exposed to positive words like love and gratitudes formed beautiful, symmetrical crystals, while negative words like hate and angers resulted in distorted, chaotic patterns. Could this mean that water carries memory, that it reacts to human emotions? Emoto's research sparked both wonder and skepticism. But before we question its validity, let's take a closer look at his findings. Masaru Emoto, The Hidden Messages in Water. Water is one of the most fundamental substances on Earth, making up around 70% of the human body and covering nearly 71% of the planet's surface. It is essential for life, yet we often take it for granted, seeing it as nothing more than a tasteless, colorless, and inanimate liquid. But what if water is more than just a simple compound of hydrogen and oxygen? What if it has a hidden dimension, one that responds to human thoughts, emotions, and even words? This intriguing idea is at the heart of Masaru Emoto's groundbreaking work. Emoto, a Japanese researcher and alternative medicine advocate, became famous for his claim that water has the ability to store and react to external influences. His book, The Hidden Messages in Water, proposes that water is a living, conscious entity capable of changing its structure in response to vibrations, energy, and human intention. Emoto's experiments involved exposing water to music, words, prayers, and even emotions, then freezing it and observing the crystalline structures that formed. His findings suggest that positive influences, such as kind words or harmonious music, create beautiful, symmetrical water crystals, whereas negative influences, such as hateful words or chaotic noise, led to distorted and irregular formations. If true, this discovery has profound implications. It suggests that human emotions, thoughts, and words can shape the very structure of water. Given that our bodies and the earth are predominantly made of water, could this mean that our emotions and intentions directly affect the physical world around us? Could the power of positive thinking and gratitude have measurable effects on our health and well-being? However, Emoto's research has also been met with skepticism from the scientific community, with critics arguing that his methods lacked scientific rigor and reproducibility. But regardless of the controversy, his work has sparked a global conversation about the hidden potential of water, the nature of consciousness, and the interconnectedness of all things. Before diving deeper into Emoto's discoveries, let's first explore the man behind the research, his background, motivations, and the path that led him to one of the most fascinating and debated studies of modern times. Masaru Emoto, background and research. Who was Masaru Emoto? Masaru Emoto was born on July 22, 1943, in Yokohama, Japan. He studied international relations at Yokohama Municipal University, and later obtained a doctorate in alternative medicine from the Open International University for Alternative Medicine in India. Unlike traditional scientists who strictly follow empirical methodologies, Emoto was deeply influenced by spiritual and metaphysical ideas. particularly those related to vibrations, frequencies, and the unseen energies of the universe. His journey into the world of water research began in the 1990s, when he encountered the concept of Hado Bodo, a Japanese term meaning wave or vibration. Emoto believed that everything in the universe emits energy vibrations, and that these vibrations could influence the physical properties of matter, especially water. Inspired by this idea, he set out to explore whether water could record and respond to different types of energy, leading him to conduct a series of experiments that would later make him world famous. His studies on water crystals. Emoto's research revolved around a simple yet profound question: can water retain information from its surroundings, and does this information affect its structure? To test this, he designed an experiment where he took samples of water from different sources, exposed them to various external stimuli, then froze them and examined the resulting ice crystal formations under a microscope. His key findings were: positive influence = beautiful crystals. When water was exposed to kind words, prayers, classical music, or positive intentions, it formed intricate, symmetrical, and aesthetically pleasing crystals. Words like love, gratitude, and thank you resulted in stunningly detailed hexagonal formations. Negative influence = distorted crystals. When water was exposed to harsh words, insults, or aggressive sounds, it formed irregular, chaotic, and broken structures. Words like hate, you fool, or I will kill you resulted in distorted and fragmented formations. The influence of music. Water samples exposed to soothing classical music such as Beethoven or Mozart produced graceful and harmonious crystals. Water exposed to heavy metal music or chaotic sounds resulted in distorted, jagged, and asymmetrical patterns. Polluted versus clean water. Natural spring water or purified water produced well-formed crystals. Water from polluted sources such as industrial areas failed to form proper crystalline structures, appearing dull and amorphous. These findings led Emoto to propose that water has memory, a radical claim suggesting that water is capable of recording the energy around it and reflecting it through structural changes. Methodology: freezing water and photographing crystal formations. To observe how water reacted to different influences, Emoto developed a standardized process. Water preparation: samples of distilled or natural water were placed in separate glass containers. Some containers were subjected to spoken words, written messages, music, or prayers. Others were left as control samples, with no external influences. Freezing process: the water was rapidly frozen at -25°C, -13°F to form ice. This freezing process allowed distinct crystalline formations to emerge. Microscopic examination: the frozen samples were then placed under a high-powered microscope with cold stages to prevent melting. A team of photographers captured images of the ice crystals, documenting their unique formations. The most striking crystal formations. Among his many experiments, some of the most visually striking and widely shared images include love and gratitude. Produced one of the most elegant, symmetrical, and vibrant crystals ever recorded. You disgust me resulted in chaotic, broken, and disordered formations. Prayers over polluted water: when polluted water was exposed to prayers and positive intentions, it allegedly transformed from formlessness into structured, beautiful crystals. The global impact of Emoto's research. Emoto's findings were published in multiple books, most notably, The Hidden Messages in Water, 1999. His research captured the imagination of people around the world, leading to documentaries and media coverage. His work was featured in films like What the Bleep Do We Know? He gave lectures worldwide, inspiring people to explore the power of words, emotions, and consciousness. Spiritual and alternative healing movements. Many alternative medicine practitioners, yoga teachers, and spiritual healers incorporated his ideas into their work. He became an advocate for blessing water before drinking it, believing that gratitude could improve its quality. Criticism and controversy. Mainstream scientists criticized his lack of controlled experiments and subjectivity in crystal selection. His studies were never replicated under strict laboratory conditions, leading skeptics to dismiss his work as pseudoscience. The power of words and intentions. Experiments with positive and negative words. Masaru Emoto's research centered around the idea that water is deeply affected by human consciousness. particularly by the energy of words, intentions, and emotions. He conducted numerous experiments where water was exposed to written and spoken words before being frozen and observed under a microscope. The process was simple yet profound. Containers of water were labeled with different words, such as love, gratitude, hate, and anger. Some samples were spoken to directly, while others had words written on paper and taped to the bottles. The water was then frozen and photographed under a microscope to observe the crystal formations. The results: positive words = beautiful. Symmetrical crystals, words like love, happiness, and peace, led to water forming intricate, symmetrical, and aesthetically pleasing crystals. Water labeled with words like thank you and gratitude produced the most visually stunning formations, resembling delicate snowflakes. Negative words = chaotic, distorted crystals. When exposed to words like hate, fool, or you disgust me, the ice crystals became irregular, fragmented, and unstructured. Some even appeared shattered, as if reflecting the energy of hostility. One of the most famous experiments involved 2 bottles of water, one labeled I love you and the other I hate you. After freezing, the I love you sample displayed a beautiful symmetrical hexagonal pattern, while the I hate you sample was distorted and broken. Impact of emotions and thoughts on water. Building on these findings, Emoto extended his research to test whether human emotions alone could influence water. He gathered groups of people to concentrate on specific emotions while directing their focus towards water samples. The results were striking: expressions of gratitude and love. When participants focused on feelings of love, kindness, and appreciation, the water formed geometrically perfect crystals. The message seemed clear: positive emotions influence water in a harmonious way. Expressions of hatred and negativity. When participants projected feelings of anger, resentment, or sadness, the crystals became misshapen, chaotic, or failed to form at all. This suggested that negative emotions disrupt the natural balance of water. The rice experiment. Emoto extended his studies to cooked rice soaked in water. 3 jars were prepared. One was spoken to with kind words, for example, thank you. Another was insulted daily, for example, you're worthless. The third was ignored completely. After several weeks, the thank you jar remained fresh. The insulted jar turned black with mold, and the ignored jar deteriorated the fastest, suggesting that neglect had an even stronger negative effect than insults. If true, these results could have profound implications, not just for water, but for how human consciousness shapes the world around us. Could our emotions affect our own bodies, which are 70% water? Could positive thinking contribute to better health and well-being? Scientific and spiritual interpretations. Emoto's work bridges the gap between science, spirituality, and metaphysics. While mainstream scientists question the rigor of his methodology, many spiritual and holistic practitioners embrace his findings as proof of the power of consciousness and intention. Scientific perspective, skepticism, and lack of reproducibility. Critics argue that Emoto's experiments lack scientific control and are influenced by confirmation bias, choosing results that fit expectations. His studies have not been consistently replicated under double-blind conditions. Possible explanations. Some scientists suggest that water's crystal formation is naturally influenced by temperature, pressure, and environmental factors rather than human thoughts. Others argue that the results might be a form of subtle energy interaction that science has yet to understand. Spiritual and holistic perspective. Many spiritual traditions believe that words and thoughts carry vibrational energy, influencing reality at a molecular level. Practices such as prayer, chanting, and positive affirmations are based on the idea that spoken words manifest energy, aligning with Emoto's findings. Ancient cultures, including Hinduism and Buddhism, have long believed that sound vibrations, mantras, can alter both the physical and energetic world. Regardless of scientific validation, Emoto's work has encouraged people to be mindful of their thoughts, words, and emotions, recognizing their potential impact on the world around them. Music, prayers, and environmental effects on water. How different types of music affect water crystals. Building on the impact of words, Emoto tested how music frequencies affected water. His experiments involved exposing water samples to different genres of music before freezing them. The results: classical music elegant crystals. Water, exposed to composers like Beethoven, Mozart and Bach, formed perfectly symmetrical, intricate crystals. This suggested that harmonious music enhanced water's natural structure. Heavy metal and aggressive music distorted crystals. Water exposed to harsh, chaotic sounds. For example, heavy metal, aggressive rap formed broken, irregular, and fragmented structures. This suggested that discordant sounds disrupted water's natural harmony. Traditional and spiritual chants beautiful formations. Water exposed to Buddhist mantras, Gregorian chants, and native healing songs formed some of the most detailed and symmetrical crystals. This aligns with ancient beliefs that sacred sounds have a healing effect on nature and the body. The role of prayers and religious chants. One of Emoto's most famous experiments involved taking water from a polluted lake in Japan and having a Buddhist monk pray over it. After the prayer, the frozen sample showed a dramatic improvement in crystal formation, becoming more structured and symmetrical. This experiment raised a compelling question: can prayer and intention purify water? Many spiritual traditions, including Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism, believe in the power of blessed water, a practice dating back thousands of years. Some scientists suggest that focused intention and mindfulness could influence water's molecular structure, though this remains highly debated. Environmental pollution and its effects on water structure. Emoto's experiments also extended to comparing pure versus polluted water. Findings: clean, natural spring water formed perfect, symmetrical hexagonal crystals, had a vibrant and structured appearance. Polluted or chemically treated water failed to form proper crystals, appeared amorphous, dull, or fragmented. His findings suggest that human activity, both physical pollution and energetic negative emotions, could impact water on a fundamental level. If water responds to emotions and consciousness, this raises an even bigger question: could human intention help heal polluted water, and by extension, the planet? Scientific and critical perspectives. Supporters of Emoto's findings. Masaru Emoto's research on water crystals has fascinated millions. His claim that water reacts to words, emotions, and intentions resonated with spiritual seekers, alternative medicine practitioners, and even some scientists exploring the frontiers of consciousness. Among his most passionate supporters are those who believe in the power of vibrations and energy healing. In their view, Emoto's work validates ancient spiritual traditions, where prayer, chanting, and intention have long been used to purify water and heal the body. Many holistic healers integrate his ideas into their practice, using affirmations and water rituals to promote emotional and physical well-being. In alternative medicine, some practitioners claim that structured water exposed to positive energy, can enhance hydration, detoxification, and even cellular healing. Even mainstream figures like Dr. Deepak Chopra have acknowledged Emoto's research, linking it to the broader concept of mind-body medicine, where thoughts influence physical health. But despite this widespread enthusiasm, Emoto's research has faced significant skepticism from the scientific community, criticism from the scientific community. While Emoto's ideas are undeniably fascinating, they raise an important question: where is the scientific proof? Mainstream scientists have repeatedly challenged his work, arguing that his methodology is not rigorous, not repeatable, and not scientifically valid. Lack of controlled experiments. Critics argue that Emoto's research lacked strict scientific controls. His selection of water crystals appeared to be subjective, meaning he may have chosen the most beautiful or distorted ones to fit his theory. No peer-reviewed studies. His work was never published in respected scientific journals. When independent researchers tried to replicate his experiments under double-blind conditions, they failed to produce the same results. Confirmation bias. Many believe Emoto's study suffered from confirmation bias, meaning he and his team may have unconsciously influenced the outcome by expecting certain results. If water crystals were chosen based on what the researcher wanted to see, this makes the study scientifically unreliable. One particularly vocal critic,
Dr. William Tiller, a physicist specializing in energy fields, acknowledged that vibrational energy may affect matter but emphasized that Emoto's methods lacked scientific rigor. Other skeptics argue that ice crystal formation is naturally influenced by temperature, impurities, and environmental factors, rather than emotions or words. But the most controversial debate, whether water truly has memory and if consciousness can physically shape reality, debate on the validity of his research. The scientific community remains divided. Some dismiss Emoto's work as pseudoscience, while others see it as the beginning of something profound. On one side, traditional scientists demand empirical evidence, repeatable under controlled conditions. On the other, alternative thinkers and spiritualists believe that current science isn't advanced enough to measure subtle energy fields. So could Emoto have been onto something groundbreaking, even if his experiments weren't perfect? Some researchers in quantum physics and consciousness studies believe that our thoughts and emotions do affect reality, even if we don't fully understand how. What's clear is that Emoto's research, despite the controversy, sparked global interest, leading to a broader discussion on the power of human consciousness and the hidden properties of water. And that leads us to an even bigger question. If water is influenced by emotions, what does this mean for human life? Implications for human life and consciousness. How Emoto's work connects to human emotions. If water truly responds to thoughts and emotions, the implications for human life are profound. Think about it. The human body is approximately 70% water. If Emoto was right, does this mean our emotions and words directly affect our own health and well-being? Many researchers in mind-body medicine believe that positive emotions, like love and gratitude, contribute to healing and improved physical health. Negative emotions, like anger and hatred, lead to stress, illness, and cellular damage. Some studies even suggest that stress hormones can alter the water content in cells, affecting hydration and overall body function. Could Emoto's work offer a scientific explanation for why meditation, positive affirmations, and mindfulness improve health? The importance of positive energy and mindfulness, regardless of whether Emoto's findings are scientifically validated. His work aligns with one undeniable truth: our thoughts, emotions, and words shape our reality. Studies in psychology and neuroscience show that positive thinking leads to better health, lower stress levels, and longer life expectancy. Spiritual traditions from Hinduism to Buddhism emphasize that our energy influences the world around us. Even modern psychology recognizes the power of self-talk and affirmations in reshaping mental well-being. Emoto's work, whether scientific or symbolic, serves as a reminder that what we say, think, and feel matters. Potential applications in healing and well-being. If water responds to positive energy, could structured water have real benefits for health? Some alternative health practitioners believe that blessing or charging water with positive words or music enhances its ability to hydrate and heal the body. Drinking water with intention could improve mental clarity and emotional balance. Energy healing practices, like Reiki and sound therapy, may influence water within the body, promoting health. While mainstream science remains skeptical, millions of people around the world already practice these methods, convinced of their effectiveness. And whether it's placebo or something more, one thing is clear: our relationship with water is far deeper than we ever imagined. So what have we learned from Masaru Emoto's research? Water may respond to words, thoughts, and energy. Emoto's experiments suggest that water forms beautiful crystals when exposed to love and gratitude, and chaotic shapes when exposed to negativity. The scientific community remains divided. While some believe his work is revolutionary, others dismiss it as pseudoscience due to lack of controlled experiments. Implications for human life are profound. If water is truly influenced by emotions, it could explain why positive energy, mindfulness, and meditation improve well-being. The power of words and consciousness. Even without scientific validation, Emoto's work serves as a reminder that our words and thoughts shape reality. What if water is more than just a resource? What if it holds memory, intelligence, and even the power to heal? Masaru Emoto's work continues to inspire a global conversation about the mysteries of water, the power of consciousness, and the unseen forces that shape our world. Whether his research was science or symbolism, one thing is undeniable: he challenged us to see water and life itself in a completely new way. So the next time you take a sip of water, ask yourself, what energy are you giving it?